How are you doing, Ralfy here, Ralfy Customs? We're back on our Dan's Evo. So, in the absence of that tube, I've ended up mounting the tank, which is a good thing because that tube would have got in the way I'd planned it. So we're going to get a bit run in. Anyway, we've got the tanks, both tanks mounted. Those that know me will know that I wasn't happy with those rear mounts that had a bit of round to square affair, this shit going on, so they've come off, look. And I've made two new ones. Right, we've got a lovely solid mount at the front as well. And I've just tacked on these frame mounts. We've had to make delving spaces for the rear, wherever they are, or the rear, look. And we've had to space off the front. So one was too low and one was too high. But we'll get a bit more tack on them, and then we'll get a bit of tubing. And then that will leave this mount, however we're going to do that, not sure. We'll see when we get the bracket. I think I'll do a V. I think I'll drop one tube down and then put one up, but I might just drop one down. Innit? Right, that's both tanks on. That's this bracing railing. As it happens, I've run it right up into the tank mount, which you'll see sooner or later. This head steader, I'm waiting for the bracket, but I can do that off the table. So now it's a case of sorting out the bolts for the rear wheel assembly, and there's an inner spacer that goes between the bearings, sorting out some fancy spacers for the front wheel assembly, and then we can get it on his fucking tyres like. Righto, first up we got these, fucking hell, my head's gone, 7/16, fuck me, that was hard work, 7/16 UNC bolts. I've had to get longer ones. These are what bolt this rear wheel assembly together. So I've ordered some more tensile ones in, and they ain't got the length I want, have they? These are 1/2 inch too long. Now, look at the fucking shit is, I've got to cut 1/2 inch thread in that, and then take 1/2 inch off the end. So I'm hoping I can do it in the lathe. I'm hoping I can give myself an 1/2 inch mark and then use the die holder to cut the thread, and then I'll go over and use the cut off, the cutting blade and the angle grinder to take the end off the bolt. Or an axle, sooner not axle it, use the power saw if it'll fit. Anyway, I'm going to try and cut all of these down 1/2 inch, the thread, cut an extra 1/2 inch thread on these 6 bolts. Or 5 bolts even. Fuck me, I'm not good this morning, am I? There you go. That's what we're on with. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my GRO on. And I'm going to come in to where the end of that bolt is and zero off. And I'm going to move along 500 down. Which is there, 1/2 inch. Wait, come on. And fucking, I'm not spinning that up, am I? Wonky doodahs, isn't it? What's that like? That's not great either. Methinks we have a little inaccuracy in these fucking bolts. So what I'll do, I'll get it as best I can. Which could be there, and you know, I'm not turning it down, I'm cutting the thread, which will happen really slowly. So what I'll do, I'll just eyeball the end of the thread, zero again, go along 500, give myself a mark. That's it, that's all I want. I'll get his tool out of the way, like so. Put a bit of fucking go-go juice on and slow everything down. Now we can come in with a tailstock dioder, winding its way along. When it gets so far, it'll take it off me. Come on. Right, hold on, I'll lock that off. Turn it. No. Bolt bolt spinning full. It might prove too fucking tough for me to cut a thread this way. In which case we might have to look at, we're going to either have to do it in the vise, which I'd sooner not do. Oh, here we go, got it. Woohoo! Happy fucking days. Oh, that was a faff. Well, we got there. Cut yourself some nice threads on there, so we did part. Just shy of the half-inch mark, but near as fuck it is to swearing. So now we've got the method, we can do the rest the same, which is, the method is fucking tight in the chuck, please, if you don't mind. Should be right. Fucking tight in the chuck. Touch on, half-inch mark. Gently does it. How's that? Is that? See, that one's rounder. Maybe get another one out. I bought 10 just in. I need 5, so that's just in case. So let's try again with this fucker. So we'll spin it the right way for a start off. Find where the thread starts. Go along 500 thousandths, referencing and checking at every opportunity. Give yourself some mark to work to. Slow it down. Set this fucking tool out of the way, like so. A little bit of looby-dooby. Let that take it. And there it goes fucking spinning again. So fucking Jesus. That is about as tight as I can make it without shimming it. That one worked, didn't it? So let's go again. Come on, you bastard. There you go. So note to self, fucking tight in the chuck. Not just fucking tight, fucking tight. Double fucking tight in the chuckleberry. And you be beat, Sarah. It's the same around these parts. Well, as I say, just up the road from here. Let's have a look, see what that's done to the fucking shank. Put a bit of polish on it. It's fucking tough as fuck, these bolts. Happy days. Okay, so what I've done now is give myself a mark on the top of the vise. Just measure it down and give myself a mark on the line. And I can line the end of the bolt up with that, like so. And then just cut it off flush with the edge of the vise. Give it a clean and polish. I should now screw into this up pretty much all the way, leave a little bit of thread. Oh, Fucking hell, there's a lot of thread, isn't there? Which is good. So here we go, yeah. Just a little bit of thread showing. I don't think they're going that far when it's together. I think they're like ½ inch further out, which is fine. So that's them sorted. So those bolts now, I'll try and demonstrate. I pushed a couple through. They go through there. Bolt into that hub assembly. It's hard to do, show you one-handed, and that bolts all the shit together, yeah? Then the pulley goes on this side, the disc goes on this side. Everyone's in the pool happy fucking days. What we do need to do is make a spacer that sits between the two bearings, thus. Now, I've done my maths, which is dubious at times, and it needs to be 6 inches and some change in thou, which I need to check in my notebook. But I'm going to use that bit of tube. It's the nearest thing I've got to fit in. And it's going to do it. I'll face off one end, face off the other end. I'll have a measure and then take it down to size. Right, that's both tanks on. That's this bracing railing. As it happens, I've run it right up into the tank mount, which you'll see sooner or later. This head steady, I'm waiting for the bracket, but I can do that off the table. So now it's a case of sorting out the bolts for the rear wheel assembly, and there's an inner spacer that goes between the bearings, sorting out some fancy spacers for the front wheel assembly, and then we can get it on his fucking tyres like. Okay, so we needed 6 inches, 130 thousandths. So I know it's well over that, so let's give it a bit of all that though. Don't be shy. And then we'll break our edges. Spin it around. Do the same. Now what we've got to do, I'm going to turn my DRO on. We'll measure. Take a measurement, which is a bit of a con because I can't see the fucking 130 thou on my vernier. I'm going to go with it. That's 6,144. So, oh wow, that's there. Fucking hell, that's massive. That's bigger than I need at that scratch line. I don't know if you can see it, but I can. That's good enough for me. So, I'm going to approximate that, and that's going to be a bit too long, so work a mark, witness mark, and we'll ton this down. As my good friend Mr. Douglas says, we'll ton it down, kid. Giving himself a good fucking bellow there, ain't I? Better to break that through, I think. Yeah, like that. Now we can face that off. Check the state of that. I'm hoping that just comes off. Break that edge. And hopefully, yeah, it just comes off. So now we'll have another measure. See where we're at and we are at. Still big. Oh well, fuck me. Myself another fucking scribe line. Oh yeah, I can see I'm a bit shy with the line. So we'll carry on. Take a little bit off. Seesawing our way in. Breaking that edge. And so on until we get it down to that 6-130. Right, I've got all that together. I'm going to rattle gun the fucking, if that'll go in, it'll go. Rattle gun the bolts fucking up. And, sorry, really bad camera work. And have a feel of that tube. If I can show it, yeah, it's not really showing very well, is it? But it's in there. See the end of it, it's just winking silver. And the idea is that when I put my finger in, it's just, you can hear it, just a little bit of movement. That's fucking pucker. So I'll bollock them up proper with the breaker bar, and then look at fixing the pulley and sorting the wheel spacers out for the rest of the back wheel assembly. The pulley and the disc, they're just bolt straight on. It's the spacers that I need to be sure of. I can make one for the pulley side today and make one for the other side today. I don't know why I'm saying that, but they need making. And like I say, there's an issue on the front one. There's not an issue. It's just we've got some prettier spacers to either adapt or make. So we'll be back on the lathe shortly. So before I can confirm the size of the spacers that I need for the rear part of for the rear axle, I need to weld it up. I need to get this off. Basically, I need to get it out of this one. So I need to preheat and weld as much as I can. Now I'm going to have to work around the belt because I can't strip the primary down and Dan can't. So, you know, I'm going to have to be very careful. As I said, you've seen me doing it loads before. I give everything a good warm up. It's fucking freezing in here. So it's just give ourselves a bit of an head start when it comes to the warmth of the material before we get the new lid load on. So we've welded and we've allowed to cool while we've had brunch. Check out my latest vlog to see what today I are mostly eating, and we've had a measure and we're good. We know that nothing's moved. These always fucking spring in when you weld them and take them off the jig, so I allowed a little extra this time and it's fucking dropped right. Yeah, fucking hell. So I need to now machine some snidey, lovely, fucking beautiful spacers out of this chunky fucking stainless. So we've got the stainless, we've got the lathe, we've got the tooling, we've got the dimensions on the pad. We just need the engineer to fucking get here, don't we? That won't be quids in. Right, so as always, first thing we need to do is face off. I wonder if I can get back. Let me just have a measure. I want one at 5/16 and one at 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch and 5/16, everybody, is 9/16. Thank you. Which is fuck all. It's really skinny. That's not bad, is it? 5/16 and 1/2 inch. Yeah. I'm going to easily get them both out of this one piece. I don't know what my head was thinking. Something not this. So we need to try and work out a fucking way of what I need to do is taper this down. It needs to be machined down with a taper. I want it to look pretty. I don't just want a big chunk of that, do I? I want it to be about this diameter in the finish, and then taper up. It also needs to step in. It needs to have a step to touch the bearing and not the outer race of the bearing. It needs to touch on the inner race. Let me just, I'll pause you. Hold on, I'll be back in a sec. I don't know how clearly this will show. If I can get it to focus, there's a little lip on there, and that touches the inner race, and that misses all the outer race and the shit seal and all that. So we want to try and emulate that. I'm not worried about this dish. It can be 45, but they're really short these spacers, and I'm thinking if I machine them, what do I fucking do? Machine a straight bit so I can hold it when I spin it round to do this, and then face that off. Have a sacrificial, maybe make one each end and do it that way. That could work. Or I could go with the parting tool and part off down to a certain depth and then guess it, and I'm not sure about that one, you know, and then I can't machine that face. So I think with sacrificial we're going to turn the outer diameter of this down to this, whatever that is, 1.25 inches or something like that is. Let's have a look. Fucking, it's not, it's 1.5 inches. Oh, a bit more. I'm going to do that to that, and we're going to give ourselves a bit, and then we're going to taper up to the finish, to this, whatever that is, 2 inches or something, 50 mil. It says it on it, it's 50 mil, yeah. So I'm waffling, but I'm trying to work out the series, the steps. I'm trying to work out the best way to do it. So I think that's going to be it. Let's get it faced up anyway. Just check it, did it fucking tight, because my hands up my arse today. So. There we go. We're going to have a nice big 19mm clearance hole through the middle of it, so we're not too fussed. We'll turn a DRO on. Bear with. Like so. Zero that. Now then, let's see what fucking goes 50 mil in it. But we'll take a cut. Like so. And I'll measure that. Set that in the DRO, and then I can take it down to the size that I want, and you can join me when I'm there. Okay, sorry about the bumpy camera work. That's down to the small diameter now, which is where I want it to finish at, 1.5 inches, and we've zeroed the DRO, and we know we want the first one to be inner disc. We'll call it the inner disc. We want 500 down, half inch. So the total finished thing needs to be half inch. Come on. So we're about there. Well, not about there, we're there. Now, there we go. Now what I want to do is cut a taper from that small size to the outside diameter. So I'm going to turn my compound round off camera, and I'm going to aim at 45 degrees and see how that turns out. So bear with. Okay, so we set up 45 degrees. My cooling pipe's in the way of my hand. So we'll take a cut off. Look, might be a bit heavy. Oh no, it's light. Sorry. Not bad. So we're just working backwards and forwards, like so. So I will endeavour to carry on with that off camera. and you can join me when I'm nearer the finished size again. There we go, on the final pass. Get right in that corner. And that leaves us short of our finished length, which is even better. I really like that. What I've not thought of. Yeah, what I've not thought of is how you're going to machine that off when it comes to the fucking crunch. What you're going to do, give yourself a straight bit that's 1/4 of an inch and have this as 1/4 of an inch. That's not going to work, is it? You want 1/2 an inch. The total length is just past where it is now. The plot thickens. I'm going to fucking do it like that. I'm happy days with that. We've got just over 1/4 of an inch, 5/16 straight, and then a taper. What's the other space to it? The other space we need to make is 5/16. So that might be a bit more challenging. But there you go, I'm going to call that fucking nearer. I'm going to break that edge. Now we're going to move everything out of the way, because we need to machine a 19mm hole, don't we? Or 19mm clearance through the middle of it. So I'll get set up for that, and you can join me when I'm starting on that. Right, actually, I've sussed it. I know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to take this down. So I didn't need that. I'll machine this off camera, but I'm going to take this down to leave just a little bit, about half what you can see now. And then you'll see how I'm going to do the inner face, if you like, when I get on to doing the inner face. So just bear with me while I take this down, and you will rejoin me when I'm getting ready to bore the hole through the middle of it. Okay, here it goes. With a centre drill, excuse me, right in there. Get that going nicely. Come on. Nice and steady. There we go. We'll switch it out to my pilot hole, which might need a tickle up on the stone, but we'll see. Oh, that's alright, isn't it? Yeah. Now let me reset that. I've got 10mm showing. I'm not even clear of the fucking bit I'm making, are we? Forget I said that. I'm just going to go into a depth of whatever I fancy, pretty much, and then I'll switch that out to the finished size, so you can join me again. Right, wobbly, sorry about it, fucking shaky camera work on this. It's the way I've got it set up. I should be, if I stop between each take, if you like, then the transition that I had when I edit it'd get rid of the wobble, but I'm doing this all in one go and then just pressing pause. That's all you're fucking getting. Well, slow things down. I'm not sure if that's slow enough. See what happens. Hey, bit of a squealer. Scream if you want to go faster. There's that lip bump. And this is a 19mm bit, I think, or 3/4. So, there you go, settled in now. I mean, how nasty's that shit coming out of there? You wouldn't want to pop that around your wrist, would you? Nice and steady. Just till it bottoms out. And that should give us clearance on the fucking spindle. The spindle's 19mm. This is 3/4. Well, it's a spindle 3/4, and this is 3/4. I have to check that fucker. I'm going to have to check that and be accurate about it, so I don't want this too tight, because once I part it off, I'm not going to be able to hold it again to fucking machine the middle, really. it's going to be a bit fucking touch and go, so I'll have a double check and see you in a minute. Oh yeah, as suspected, that is slightly undersized, so my little 3/4 drill, bless it. It's a bit stubby, you know, it's probably older than me. No problem. What I'm going to have to do is put a boring bar in and just tickle that hole out a little bit. So what I'm going to do is set a bar up like that. I'm going to wind it all the way across and line it up and get to the bottom of the hole, which is there. Now I'll set my DRO to 0 so I don't crash it, basically. Yeah, it's not a bad speed. We're just going to touch on and just come out a couple of thou really, we don't need much, and send it on its way until we hit that 0, and then we'll have a measure and a check and make sure that we've got a clearance. Happy days. Right, here's my cutting plan. So we've done that, it fits, blah blah blah. In fact, I'll just break that edge. And that edge, that's a bit raw, right there. Must have missed that. There you go, break them edges, make it look like we know we care. We know we care. Make it look like we know what we're doing, or we care about what we're doing. Now I know I need 1/2 inch spacer plus an 1/8 for the bit is 5/8. Which in my fucking, according to Mr. LS Sterrett, is 625,000. Most of you probably knew that already, but I didn't. Which brings us 625. Can't be right. Fucking hell, massive. There. I'm going to have a sanity check on that, bear with. 626.5. What do we want? 1/2 inch? Fucking hell, it's only about right. So that is the finished size. What I'm going to do, I'm going to touch on this outer. Here, look. I'm just going to make a very light cut, and I'm going to 0 my DRO. Yeah. And I'm going to measure that. Bear with. I'm going to measure this, see what it is. What are we at? We are at. If I could get in the groove. Not to the left, not to the right. Just in the groove. 1988. 1.98. So I'm going to touch on again. 1.98. There, that'll do. Yeah, I can set my X at 1.98, enter, and I want it, this lip, you see, now comes the clever bit, to be about this size. It's not over crucial. 1128. So I'll take this down to 1128, nice and steadily. Yeah. And then come out and move along a bit. You know, I'm going arse about face, ain't I? I need a lip that big, so I'm going to move it back a bit. Bear with. There. Move it back to there. Fuck it. Just a can. Take that in. I told you we were research and development, thinking on our feet. Think about it. Oh yeah, no, I was right the first time. 1128, look. I mean, no, it's 1128. Yeah, fucking got it. Sorry, my bad. We'll take this down to 1128. like so. Monkey Joe, isn't it? Here we come, coming down to it now. Bear with. 113, 1128 is there. Right, now we'll go to our 625, which is our finished length, and we'll part it off. And you can't really see the inside of it, but that's going to give us that little lip that we need. So there you go. Managed to work out a fucking order of operations to get this done, which is an achievement today, to be honest. I'm just going to let that part itself off. And then we should have very little burr to deal with. Once it's gone, should have that little lip, which I'll try and show you. Although it's going to be fucking smoking hot, isn't it? There we go. Come on, baby. Any second now. Right. So that will have a burr on it. But once that burr's gone, that goes in the fucking drink. Bear with. Now corner towel on the fucking job. Come on, you got it, chump. In fact, I'll grab that with my fucking grips again. Come on, you fucker. Come on. So, we've got that lip, if it'll show. It's that a burr, that's a burr, that's the lip, and that's the right size. Hallelujah, brothers and sisters. Thank you very much, I'm here all week. That's one down, one to go.